The sun slowly going down outside the Strip here in Las Vegas, Nevada. We're not too far away at Cashman Field where the Luchador masks are out tonight. Las Vegas Lights FC hosting the Tulsa Roughnecks. Drew Felios alongside Lori Lindsay. Great to have you along for the ride. Tulsa coming in tonight, led by Joaquin Rivas.
Yeah, 3 goals on the season. He returns home after playing college soccer at UNLV. He'll look to be a scoring threat coming out of that midfield for Tulsa tonight.
He has been a big-time spark plug for the Roughnecks. His body of work, an integral part of their success. And this Tulsa team, bit of a slow start, but they've really picked things up as of late. The last 3 games, they have not had a defeat, but still looking for that first win. Okay, for Las Vegas Lights, this team is led by the brilliant, the sensational Carlos Alvarez.
Arguably the best player so far this season for Las Vegas Lights. He's had 2 goals and 2 assists on the season. Consistent, creative playmaker, can do it all. He'll look to have a big game tonight in order for this Las Vegas Lights team to get 3 points.
Fans are pumped up tonight. Things did not go so well last time the Lights took the field here at Cashman. Lights FC hosting the Roughnecks. It's coming up next. USL on a Saturday night.
Las Vegas Lights take on the Colorado Switchbacks FC Friday, May 11th at 6 p.m.
Brought down, shot, ripped in!
Tune in for all the action on MyLV TV, Channel 21, Cable 12.
Woo. Woo.
Finley Chevrolet at 215 in South Rainbow.
What is Zappos? Allow us to introduce ourselves. We're your one-stop shop for shoes, clothing, handbags, and a whole lot more. Simply put, Zappos is you, and we're here for you 24/7. Whether you need the latest and greatest in footwear or a new piece of luggage, we'll always ship it fast and free. Add to that free returns and a 1-year return policy, and you'll be set for a worry-free shopping adventure. So let us help deliver happiness to your front door. Shop on Zappos.com today.
UFC heavyweight champion Stipe Miocic fights for more than just a gold belt. A proud son of immigrants, Stipe fought for his dreams while working 2 jobs and fighting fires for his community. Stipe still fights fires and still proudly fights for his heritage. The belt is a bonus. Since 1825, we've proved that it doesn't matter where you come from. It matters what you're made of. Modelo, the official beer of UFC.
Have you ever thought about riding a Harley-Davidson? Now's the time. Visit one of our Southern Nevada Harley-Davidson dealers. Shop Henderson, Red Rock, or Las Vegas Harley-Davidson. Finding freedom just got a lot easier. Ride out on a new Harley-Davidson and leave the excuses behind. No down payment, no interest for 90 days, and no payment for 120 days. Bonus, get $100 off our new riders training course. Visit us at Henderson Harley-Davidson, Gibson and Warm Springs, Red Rock Harley-Davidson, Rainbow and Sahara, and Las Vegas Harley-Davidson on the Strip.
Tonight's game is brought to you by NV Energy. Download the Lights FC mobile phone app today, powered by NV Energy. By Plaza Hotel and Casino, the official hotel of the Lights in downtown Las Vegas. And by Zappos. Visit Zappos.com/LV Lights FC. It has become one of the most fun venues in the entire USL in a very short period of time. Cashman Field, as our officials come out, and Las Vegas Lights FC making the grand entrance tonight on this very special Cinco de Mayo, and a tribute to Mexican heroes that fought against the French back in 1862. Our starting lineups tonight, they are brought to you by Zappos, presenting the Zappos Fan Tailgate. Starting at 5:30 before every single match. Purchase your favorite Lights merchandise. Go to Zappos.com/LV Lights FC. Serta is in goal. We also talked about Rivas. Lori, this lineup for the Roughnecks going to try and rough up Lights FC tonight.
Right, we did talk about Joaquin Rivas, but also keep your eye on number 2, Alex Gee. He's been a mainstay there in the midfield defensively, so he'll partner up, and it'll be a battle of the midfields tonight in terms of these 2 lineups.
Meanwhile, for Lights FC, Keep in mind, Diego Kobayashi comes back. He's the midfielder, missed the last couple games, but Marcelo Alatorre is out. So that is a big void for Lights FC. We know about Huiki, what he can do as well as a defender.
And also Garduño next to Huiki. Both of them sitting on 4 yellow cards. They need to be disciplined tonight, making sure they don't pick up another yellow card. Otherwise, they're going to be sitting out a match. Also keep an eye on number 9, Ochoa, who's been dangerous threat up top for Las Vegas. He'll look to combine with Carlos Alvarez as they attack in the final third.
And the ever so daring goalkeeper, Ricardo Ferreño, 21 saves. He'll take your breath away as a keeper for Las Vegas Lights FC, coming off his first clean sheet on Monday night. And how about Isidro Sanchez, the job that he is doing as the head coach for Las Vegas Lights FC. Done tremendous. David Vadril, head coach for Tulsa Roughnecks, shaking hands on the other side. And we also want to mention Chalice, the ever-animated technical director for Las Vegas Lights FC, will not be on the sidelines here tonight, starting a 7-game suspension. So Lights FC certainly going to miss his presence on the sideline. And Lori, you've got llamas, you've got Cash the Soccer Rocker, part of the home environment here at Cashman. It is such a unique experience here in Vegas.
Right, it's always a show, always something crazy going on down there on the field. And is it llamas or is it llamas? I swear when I was growing up, my dad was like convinced it's llamas. And I'm interested to know.
Well, UMC is the official hospital and emergency services provider for Las Vegas Lights. Tonight's medical report includes 3 players who did not dress: Kobayashi, Calderon, and Guillen Torres. You see Calderon Mendoza right there. And the players now all suited up, and I think it is llamas to be exact, on the pitch tonight for Las Vegas Lights FC. And this is the thing about this franchise that the fans have just fallen in love with. They don't just do things here, they do it big, and they garner attention. The players are all in. As you see Guillen Torres getting loose, the Electric Company, the energetic home fan base here at Cashman, many of them in masks here tonight. It should be a phenomenal few hours.
Well, when you think of Vegas, this is exactly what you think: a show, a performance. And they're also one of the top teams in the league in terms of attendance as well. So the fans are obviously having a good time and enjoying the display on the field.
Tulsa Roughnecks will wear the white with the orange trim tonight. And let's take a look now at our Findlay Toyota keys to the game. Lori, Findlay Toyota, an official partner of Las Vegas Lights FC. What are you looking at?
You know, for this Tulsa FC team, it's all about total team performance. Las Vegas total team performance. They came off of a huge tie on Monday night, and it wasn't about getting the point, it was more about how they got that point. And so they're going to want to build off of that, playing hard together, playing together in combination play. And then on the other side with Tulsa, it's about getting points. They've had 3 points in the last 3 games, but they've yet to get a win on the season. So tonight they'll look to correct that.
Just about set to go. The unique uniforms for Las Vegas Lights FC, coming off a 0-0 draw to Real Monarchs on Monday. They went to Real. Monarchs opened a new stadium. Las Vegas Lights played a man down for 80 minutes, somehow came away with the point. And Lori, it was a game that I think in the end is going to make this team better, make them closer, because they struggled through that 90 and still came away with a result.
Exactly, and that's what we were talking about in terms of total team performance. It wasn't about getting the point, it was about how they got the point. Carlos Alvarez played 4 different positions on Monday night. Huiki was huge in the defense. So some players came up big for this team, and they'll look to continue to really build off of that and, you know, continue the season strong.
Underway here at Cashman. Lights FC and the Roughnecks out of Tulsa. And an early chance. Already Fabian Serta gets his hands on it for Tulsa. Roughnecks with a 0-0-3 record. 3 points so far this season. Tulsa Roughnecks with a 0-3-3 record. Just want to make a correction on that. As we're underway in the first minute, Ricardo Ferrigno trots over to play it for Las Vegas Lights FC. The Lights with 9 points on the year, 2-1-3 on the season.
One thing that we talked about in pregame was it being a battle of the midfield. Both teams have a good, solid midfield. Tulsa playing in a 3-5-2, so there's going to be a lot of numbers. Las Vegas playing more of a 4-4-2, but again, a ton of numbers in the midfield. It's going to be about what team can use the width, find the open space out wide quickly, and exploit the other team down the wings.
Play now from the right side. Ball is alive in the 6. Goal was open for a moment. Alvarez trying to do something with it, and the Lights threatening here in the second minute. A chance there. And that is what Las Vegas is looking to do, get some early scoring chances here at home and get the crowd into this game and behind them.
Well, there's no doubt it's going to be a physical game. Both of these teams leading the league in terms of cards. Las Vegas with the most yellow cards, Tulsa with the most red cards. So we know both teams like to be physical. It's going to be about who can put their stamp on the game early.
This is the third game in 8 days for Lights FC, taking another blast. And I like the early tempo from Las Vegas Lights FC. They're putting Fabian Serta on early notice.
Yeah, we know this is a smaller field, so why not take an early attempt? Pretty ambitious attempt from that far out, but at the same time, might as well take your chances. Only a couple minutes into the game. You're riding high from team morale from the game on Monday, so why not get after it and see if you can get an early goal on the score sheet. There's another look. Pretty ambitious attempt, but
so Jaime will throw it in for Las Vegas Lights FC. Mentioned the 0-0 draw at Real on Monday. They played a man down for the 80 minutes. You know, it was amazing, not just the fact they got that result, Lori, but Lights FC lost last week at home. That was last Friday, 3-1 to San Antonio. So you would think going on the road after a loss like that, things would come apart. But they did not. This team showing tremendous resolve. As an early offsides going to be called there. And Tulsa will take over once again.
Well, not only did it not fall apart, but they also played with 10 men majority of that game. And to get a result on the road after losing at home 3-1 is huge credit to this team, and maybe an example of what we're about to see going forward in this season.
Roughnecks looking a little bit out of sync here in the opening minutes. Lights have come out extremely aggressive. And now Adrian Jusino, fixture on the back line, will send it back to Serta. Lights continuing to apply pressure, though. Nothing coming easy here in the opening minutes. And I'll tell you what, Tulsa looks very disjointed at the moment.
Well, Las Vegas is doing a good job of putting them under pressure. They're in that 4-4-2 that we talked about, able to put their front 6 players, able to put this Tulsa team under a lot of pressure. They are playing at home. They want to put a good show on for these fans.
Here's Diaz trying to send one in. And will we have a foul call or an offsides coming up? Looked like there was contact, Lori.
Yeah, Diaz is doing a good job of already making an impact down this right side. We talked about the width being an important part of this game. Diaz is already having success 1v1 on this right-hand side.
So Alvarez and Diaz on top of it. And Alvarez going to do the honors here. Serta on guard here in the 6th minute, just underway from Cashman Field in Las Vegas. Lights FC in black, Tulsa Roughnecks in the white. Whistle blew before Alvarez put his toe on it. Alvarez now will set this one down. Players jockeying for position inside the 18. Ball is a little bit high, the header on, and it's just to the right. Good idea by Lights FC. Lights FC have been tremendous this year in set pieces. 5 goals coming off those set pieces. They could again be key tonight.
Absolutely, and we just saw that there. It's a great whipped ball in. Vegas getting on the end of it, just flying high over the crossbar, but at the same time, their delivery is key on these set pieces. That's what makes them so successful, and they'll look for that tonight, especially early on here as they're starting to put this Tulsa team under pressure. And when we talk about the physicality of this game, we can bet that there's going to be quite a few free kicks, set pieces on display tonight.
One thing that kind of stands out so far, Lori, is Ferrino comes way out. That is customary from the Lights FC goalkeeper. For a team that is playing their 3rd match in the past 8 days, the legs look extremely fresh here in the first 10 minutes.
Well, as a player, whenever you're playing in front of your home crowd, it's always an exciting time. You want to put on a good show. You want to put on a good performance. They're coming off of a tie and a loss previous to that. So now it's time to come out, get 3 points, get a bit of a rest after this. So put it all out in the field tonight. And then you can start to reflect on your performances from there. But tonight's going to be about, again, building off that team performance on Monday. Just gutting it out.
Lights attacking once again. Matthew Thomas, the local star. The ball is put just off the keeper. Nearly found a place in the back of the net. Isaac Diaz just could not finish.
Well, it's been all Vegas so far for the start of this game. Again, we've talked about the width being important. We're seeing it down the right side, down the left side. A little ball played back on top of the 6-yard box. Can't get enough on the end of it. Fabian's able to make the save. But a good start by Vegas.
So Serta put on early notice, the goalkeeper out of Chile in his 2nd season with the Tulsa Roughnecks, not getting much help from his back line at the moment. Las Vegas finding the openings.
And that's going to be a key with the back line tonight. Tulsa's playing in a 3-back. Las Vegas has 2 strikers, but if they push Alvarez or even Diaz on, or even if we see Kobayashi coming in from deeper in the midfield for Vegas, it's going to be put Tulsa in a 3v3 situation, either even man situation, or even if Vegas sends even more players in a man down situation for Tulsa. So they need to be careful in terms of taking care of the ball, not giving too much away in the final third or the back third for them, especially playing away from home. Just play it safe, get it out, and then defend from higher up on the field.
Kobayashi now collecting. And a whistle, this is going to go Tulsa's way. So the Roughnecks looking for their first victory. Gone their last 3 outings without a loss. Starting to pick things up here in their 7th match of 2018. And once again, Las Vegas beating Tulsa to the ball. It's getting really physical too right now on the pitch. And I think at this moment, our officials may need to step in here, Lori, and just assure the players that, hey, we still got a long night ahead of us.
Well, especially as we mentioned, both teams leading the league in terms of yellow cards and red cards. We know that both of these teams are not afraid to get into some physical challenges. And that's fine when it comes to hard-nosed play, but you don't want to see any players throwing punches or starting to shove each other this early on in the match.
Miguel,
or ever in the match.
Exactly. Miguel Angel Garduño, 4 yellows for him. Oh, well, Wiki, 4 yellows for him as well. Those are the 2 key guys, as you mentioned at the top of the show, Lori, that have got to be careful for Lights FC. Cannot afford to lose Wiki. That would be devastating. But that said, surprised, are you surprised when we talked to Isidro Sanchez earlier this week about how he does not feel like they he does not feel like they should tweak their style, even with the 24 yellows. They're going to do what they do, and he believes they're too deep at every position, and anybody on the roster can do the job.
Well, I mean, if they're deep in every position and he feels that way, then no, I don't think that they should tweak the way they play. And in fact, I think you can pick and choose, have a little bit of some, you know, you could create your own destiny by deciding maybe when they pick up that yellow card, looking at your schedule. If you are deep in those positions, who do you play next in the games? Do you think you can steal a win somewhere? So then have your player pick up the yellow card, so then you start from scratch again and go from there. And that's just, you know, being tactical with who you have and looking forward to the season. But at the same time, I mean, this is an important game. Both of these teams need points, want points, not only for the standings, but also just confidence in your team. So you want to be smart in the way you play. You want to be sophisticated.
Ferreño sends it out. Kobayashi on top of it once again. Very active in his return here to Cashman. Ian Torres trying to run it down in the corner. Try to service another one. Sort of right there to pick it out of the air.
Go Benz! Go Benz! Go Benz! Go Riggs!
A little shove in the back, and that's going to be called as Ugarte was trying to advance it. The German, Francisco Ugarte, 5'11", 185 pounds. So now Michael Binns hovering over the ball for Tulsa, 20-year-old out of Jamaica, who has really been impressive so far this season. They feel like somebody who, the sky is the limit as far as his potential. Left-footed boot to it. Ferreño comes out, and the ball cleared for the moment. Tulsa trying to regroup. Send this one in, and Vegas able to head it out, and the crowd loving it. Levin sending it in. A little bit of a tie up there, and the back line not letting that shot get through. There you take a look at the young head coach. Isidro Sanchez says that for what we put our fans through the last time we were here at home, we owe them tonight. That was the game against San Antonio FC, where Lights FC probably played the worst game that they have this year. Lost 3-1. Ferreño, the goalkeeper, made a few poor decisions during the match, and the momentum was just never on the home team's side as they went down 3-0 early. And that was actually the first loss of the season for Lights FC. But altogether, Lori, I mean, how impressive is it if you are Lights FC? This is your 7th match. You've only lost one of them, and you're an expansion team, a brand new team that started from scratch. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, they've had a great start. And, you know, it is interesting because they talk about the morale that they gained from Monday's game, playing down a player majority of that game and sticking out to get a point. Yet they had only lost one game prior to that. So the season has been going well, but you can feel the passion, the excitement around this team, wanting to put on such a good performance for their fans. We see the spectacle that happens every time they play at home.
Now Lights up the tempo just a bit. Good turn by Ochoa. He lays it to the right. Isaac Diaz with the service in, and the header is in. Lights FC on the board in the 15th minute. Carlos Alvarez.
Well, we're only 16 minutes in, and we've seen Diaz have a ton of joy on that right side. He plays this terrific ball in. It's whipped in behind the defense, so difficult to defend. Keeper can't decide whether or not, Fabian can't decide whether or not to come out and try to get the ball. Alvarez doing what he does best so far this season, score goals, getting himself in a position. And what a fantastic goal. I mean, we talked about putting on a show for your fans. It doesn't get better than that.
Alvarez getting it done in the 15th minute. Probably the prettiest goal that we have seen all season in the inaugural year for Las Vegas Lights FC. Crowd is going crazy here at Cashman. And that is the way that the Lights wanted to start here tonight. Well, Lights goals are sponsored by Plaza Hotel and Casino in downtown Las Vegas. And they're certainly going to sponsor that one by Carlos Alvarez. And it's good to see Alvarez come away with a goal, Lori, because last Monday in that 0-0 draw, he played 4 different positions, did all the dirty work that you don't normally see in the stat sheet, and he gets a big one there for his team.
Yeah, his hard work, his consistency, he can do it all there in the midfield, particularly as a playmaker. Versatility is showing, paying off. He's coming in from a deep run on that goal to slot it home with his head. Again, a great ball in by Diaz. But it's been a high tempo pace for this Las Vegas team so far in this game. And Tulsa's having a difficult time sorting it out, getting anything on the ball. And we're seeing they have another corner kick here already.
Lights FC dominating the tempo thus far as Isaac Diaz will be the outswinger on this corner kick for Lights FC. Actually, Alvarez will put it up in the air. Good looking ball punched out by Serta. Ochoa, he and Alvarez, a lethal combination thus far. This ball sent low, and it'll stay with Vegas.
Well, we talk about Alvarez being everywhere. Here he is trying to assist on a goal now, gets it out wide. I mean, this field, keep in mind, this field is very narrow. It's a small field. And Vegas doing a better job so far of using every inch of the field, all the width to create chances.
Marco Jaime, long throw in. Another one causing a little bit of trouble for Serta. Hesitated for just a moment, then came up and collected. Had a feeling coming into tonight that Lights FC would be difficult to deal with, especially on Cinco de Mayo. This team with so many players of Mexican descent, you know that they're taking a day like this personal, Lori, to have a good showing for their home crowd.
Yeah, we saw that in the pregame festivities.
Roughnecks trying to rebound. Left-footed, service in. Ball is still alive. Ricardo Ferrigno goes and gets it.
Well, we know Ferrigno can be a little wild sometimes in his decision making, but here he does a good job of just holding his ground. Gets a little bump there at the end, but snags the ball, does well just to keep hold of it. Don't let anything off of that cross by.
Now it's Diaz, another good service on the ground, taken care of by the Roughnecks. But this is by far the best attacking first 20 that we've seen this season by Lights FC. They are all guns a-blazing right now as Matthew Thomas had it sent out, and now we'll throw it in on the far side of the field.
What it is a fast tempo, it's direct, but at the same time they're doing a good job of mixing it up. Are they going forward right away, or are they pulling it back, deciding to keep possession a little bit? But again, it's a fast tempo, and Tulsa's having a hard time matching this pace.
Turn in a quick shot, sails over the goal. Be a goal kick for the Roughnecks. Well, Select is the official soccer ball of the USL. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit selectsportamerica.com. Receive free shipping on orders over $50. Drew Felios and Lori Lindsay, former United States national teamer, with you tonight. The site, Cashman Field in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. This venue, one of the highest attendances in the entire league, week after week for Las Vegas Lights FC. This entire town just buzzing from a sports standpoint right now, as Alvarez can't save it. You've got the Las Vegas Golden Knights in the postseason right now in the NHL lore. You've got the Las Vegas Aces, the women's pro team, starting play this summer. Of course, you've got the 51s, the minor league baseball team, and Las Vegas Lights FC doing their thing as well. What a time to be a Vegas sports fan.
Yeah, it's becoming quite the sports city. And you can see with these fans how excited they are for soccer to come to their city.
Now the Roughnecks attacking from the right. Ball was laid up for a moment. Good help by Lights FC to recover. That ball won by Agarte. Francisco Agarte, the German. Tulsa trying to establish some sort of tempo here. This is the defense that Isidro Sanchez told us about earlier this week. Says defense should never have an off day. It's all about passion and commitment and desire. Whistle will blow that time. We'll have a foul as the Roughneck goes down on the far side. It was Rivas.
And you feel that energy that was told to them as players, that you should not have an off day when it comes to defense. And you can feel that from the strikers all the way to the back four, all the way back to Ferrigno in goal. Everyone putting in the work so far in these first 23 minutes, picking off balls, being aggressive.
So Agarte right now sitting down on the pitch for Tulsa. Not sure exactly what happened. May have taken a shot to the back part of his leg. There you see the luchador masks tonight. First 5,000 fans that entered Cashman Field was given one of those. Lori, are you going to be wearing yours tonight after the game?
100%. I'm wearing it now.
I'm probably much better looking in mine. The luchadors, one of the great wrestling tradition in Mexico. Bit of a slow start for Tulsa. Right now, the Roughnecks up to this point would just say that they almost look like they're a little bit overwhelmed by the energy that Lights FC has brought to the pitch up to this point.
Yeah, they're caught on their back foot. Can't get much going, but credit to Las Vegas. They're stepping in. We talked about defensive presence all over the field, not with just the back four, but all over the field, picking off balls, being aggressive, and it's that defensive presence for Las Vegas that's allowing them to create a good high-tempo attack. They're picking off balls, and they're playing it out wide, exploiting the width in the open space.
See an overhead look of Cashman Field. Lori, after this season, the Las Vegas 51s, the baseball team that operates in this venue, is getting a new stadium. So they will move out, and this venue will primarily be a soccer venue for Lights FC. They'll get a brand new pitch and really create just an incredible environment here at home. Such exciting days lie ahead for this franchise. And so Agarte gets up. That's a good sign for Tulsa. It looks like he's going to be replaced. Josh Morton getting loose now for the Roughnecks.
And that's a big loss for Tulsa, losing your captain this early on. Especially being down a goal already.
So Josh Morton, former Cal Berkeley star, enters. Just turned 22 years old. And we resume play. Goal in the 15th minute by Carlos Alvarez. A header represents our scoring right now. 1-0, Lights FC over the Roughnecks. Tulsa starting to mount an attack. Perez gets it downfield, but there is Ferrigno once again. How about the gloves donned by Ricardo Ferrigno? Is that odd, Lori, to have gloves that big? Those look like baseball gloves he's wearing.
Well, I wasn't even looking at the gloves. I was looking at the hot pink uniform that he has on there. That's what was getting my attention. Yeah, the gloves do look a little bit big, but you know, at that point in time, it's all about personal preference. Maybe he likes them a little bit bigger. Some goalkeepers like them a little bit snug. It's all about personal preference. I want to know if he gets to choose his own goalkeeping uniform now.
Warning issued by our official. Now, Ricardo Ferrigno, not just animated on the pitch, but sort of like the team comedian, the team jokester. And everybody really feeds off his energy and just keeping things light as it gets away. Diaz cannot collect, and doesn't every team sort of needs somebody like that, Lori, for the team dynamic? Somebody who can just walk into a locker room and sort of put a smile on people's faces.
100%, especially, you know, at different times in the season. If the season's going well, you still want to have, you know, jokesters or as you mentioned, a player that could put a smile on everyone's face, or at times when things aren't going well, because it doesn't need to be that serious all the time. And sometimes as players, you take it so seriously that you just want to have somebody that's going to calm it down, have a good laugh, and keep the team morale up.
Well, earlier this season, at a team get-together sponsored by Harley Davidson, there was a big raffle. You had to buy a ticket to eventually get a nice ride on a Harley Davidson, and guess who won the raffle? The goalie, Ricardo Ferrigno.
I love that.
As Juan Carlos Garcia gets up a little gingerly for Lights FC. And there's Ferrigno. An early shower here in the 28th minute. Temperatures starting to warm up on the West Coast here in Las Vegas. But as the sun goes down, sometimes it really tends to cool here in Vegas. And you talk about Ferrigno and the adventures that he has brought to this team. It's the type of player you're going to have story after story about. Look at his travel plans last weekend.
I was just going to say, it doesn't seem like he does anything like halfway, right? He's putting water all over his face there, but dumping the whole bottle on there. He has a complete hot pink uniform.
Went 1,000 miles on Saturday, then over 1,100 on Sunday to be with his team once again and get a clean sheet. And as a player comes off the field for Lights FC. So in comes Julian Portugal for Lights FC. First substitution of the game. In Portugal, he is actually a former Tulsa Roughneck. So a little bit of a score to settle tonight against his former team. So now 30th minute. Tulsa trying to establish some sort of rhythm. They have not had a good established possession filled with pace and tempo here in this game so far. Maybe one or two. Guillen Torres will throw it in. Ball deflected. And now Roughnecks trying to attack on the counter. Perez with it, the Uruguayan. Perez again, good touch. And now Tulsa can work from the middle of the field. Now this is Binns, the very talented 20-year-old. Again, that back line for Las Vegas, very active. Josh Morton had this one intercepted. Diaz tries to get it ahead. There's Matthew Thomas, the local star. Thomas tried to switch directions and couldn't keep it, but that is a young man who has become a fan favorite. He scored the very first goal for Lights FC in their very first game, made history.
Yeah, and Vegas doing a good job of finding those early balls in behind, taking advantage of Tulsa just having 3 in the back. Thomas using his pace to get in behind. As you said, twisting and turning, but can't get anything on that.
Miguel Angel Garduño handles that one easily. Marco Jaime can't run it down though. It'll be a throw in on the far side of the field for Tulsa. Bariski, 1 goal, 2 assists so far this year. We highlighted him early, Lori, as somebody who is really going to make a difference. Played some pro soccer in Croatia. Not really been able to have an impact so far, as Alvarez able to win it for Vegas. Well, your Southern Nevada nonprofit organization can get $5 back with each ticket purchased at lightsfc.com. Visit lightsfc.com/kickback for more details. Marco Jaime and company with a 1-0 lead over Tulsa. Drew Felios, Lori Lindsay, 33rd minute. Thomas trying to collect. Ball gets sent out, and now Lights FC will toss it in on the near side. Long thrown for Jaime. Cleared and now tracked down by Julian Portugal. Now it's Alvarez. Josh Morton sends it back. Serta has settled down just a bit after he was under fire, and the first 15 minutes in net for the Roughnecks. Nice move midfield by Levin. There's Thomas coming through with a nice slide to get it back for Vegas. Diaz now working near side. Thomas will take the blast. That one went off the leg of Jacino and into the arms of Serta.
Well, Vegas is just doing such a good job of committing so many players forward that it's making it difficult for Tulsa to do anything to get out of the back. Even if they bypass one of the lines of Vegas, Vegas still has a block of players there. Just sniff anything out, not letting Tulsa get through with anything. Pinning them in, just making it really difficult for them to even play, get any sort of possession going. And you can hear their coach saying, go, go. Everything's being played into feet. Again, making it easy for Vegas to step in, intercept balls, and then off and running on the attack.
Another whistle right near the midfield line. 36th minute. Been very physical from the start here on the pitch at Cashman. And that is Perez right now, who's a little bit shaken up. Vegas attacking once more. Oh, what a glove save as Thomas got his left foot on it somehow. Serta was able to deflect it just over the bar.
Well, we're seeing Vegas show their ability to attack in a variety of different ways. A nice little weighted ball over the top of the back line of Tulsa. Thomas does a fantastic job of taking it down first time with his chest, then with a volley, forcing Serta to make a diving tip over the bar save.
So one that could have easily made it 2-0, denied by Serta, saving a goal for Tulsa. Now Lights FC will have to go back to work here, 37th minute. Now the whistle's starting to go the home team's way. Serta calling out assignments, making sure the line in front of him is organized. Chances have come far too often so far in this first half for Lights FC. This ball blasted in the air. And good job by Kobayashi. He is really making a difference in this game up to this point.
Yeah, his reinsertion into this lineup has been huge. Just keeping possession, being calm in the midfield, dictating play. Again, helping with a variety of tact. Do you play over the top? Do you go more direct? Do you slow the play down? And he's been instrumental there in the midfield to dictate this play for Las Vegas.
As a former midfielder, Lori, how important is it for a guy to come in, especially a guy who has been out, to kind of quickly regain the trust of his teammates? As Isaac Diaz tries to run this one down, you can see Kobayashi definitely has that. He's got the trust and he's got the belief of his new teammates that he can play any ball or get the ball to them in great spots.
Absolutely, it's hugely important. He's, you're the engine as a midfielder, you're the engine of the team. You're the one that pulls the strings, keeps everything going, the link between the defense and the attack. And he's doing a spectacular job tonight and has all season in terms of really being that link and dictating that tempo for this Las Vegas team. As you can see, especially on this narrow field, they love to play a little bit more direct, but he knows when to calm it down, when to slow it down for this Vegas team, get the ball out wide when they need to. And then he's been a key component in terms of the defense as well, sitting in front of that back line, picking off balls when he needs to, and just disrupting play, and not letting, in tonight's game, letting Tulsa get anything on the break at all.
Jaime sending it upfield now. Serta comes way out, and you saw Thomas fly right by him. That could have been disaster. One thing we've learned early in this match, neither goalie is very shy.
Oh, both love to come off their line. Love the dramatics of that goalkeeping position. And this is the one thing that's been successful for Vegas tonight, is not only getting out wide, but also playing balls over the top to the onrushing Ochoa and Thomas. Thomas showing his speed, getting in behind quite a bit, and putting Serta under a ton of pressure. They're doing a better job than Tulsa of doing that. Tulsa hasn't really been able to stretch Vegas at all. They're playing everything to feet. Everything's back to goal, making it easy for Las Vegas just to step in, put pressure on them, either win the ball or just make them play backwards, and then they're able to pick off the second ball and turn it into attack for themselves.
Jorge Guillen-Torres, 23 years old, had the foot injury in the preseason. Coaching staff full confidence in him, kept him around on the roster, and here he is. He's played the last few games now, and he's gone the full 90 and really become a reliable talent in this lineup and someone they can count on here in their first season. Still looking for those leaders, those guys that they know that they can count on down the line throughout the course of a season. Lights FC slowly attacking Carlos Alvarez again with Wiki. Takes a body check there, and that's going to be an easy whistle. There's Perez, who came up with physical play. Well, the USL's official Twitter feed keeps you up to date with news, live game updates, and highlights from around the league 24/7. Follow at USL on Twitter.
Ivan and Paris can take him. Rivas, you come.
USL having another tremendous season. Attendance is up throughout the league, Lori. We're seeing the level of play just continue to get better and better week after week.
Is it Cincinnati has like an average of 21,000 fans? That's amazing.
Yep. FC Cincinnati doing great things. And we're actually going to get a sample of it at halftime. Make it 25,000. According to our producer, Sharney, who's doing a great job with us tonight here in the booth. Have another whistle here. Fans a little bit in dismay, as Tulsa will have a chance at a set piece here with the first half slowly coming to a close. Ricardo Farino has not been threatened often here tonight. His defense has made things very easy on him thus far. That was not the case last Friday night against San Antonio FC. Well, Lights FC have taken it personal. They want to show better, and they have so far. Here's the Roughnecks, though. Best run that they've had all game. Controlling it, shooting and scoring. We are even at 1 apiece. Thanks to Joaquin Rivas. Welcome home.
Well, we mentioned what Rivas could do in the pregame. Here he is getting the Tulsa Roughnecks on the board, but we also spoke about Tulsa needing to open up this Las Vegas team, playing some balls over the top. They do that, just that here. Find Rivas, he takes it down perfectly, and on the half volley, hammers it home. Pass Farino, nothing he can do about it. Catches Las Vegas team, just enjoying their early goal.
Well, it's got to feel great for Rivas, as he was a star just a few miles away at UNLV. Had a great college career. He's got a special cheering section here tonight at Cashman to watch him perform. And what a goal that was. And that was one where Farino really had no chance. And to get 4 minutes of stoppage time coming up here.
And we haven't really called Rivas' name at all this game. He hasn't had much of an impact. It's been all Las Vegas this far, and then they clip one ball over the top. He takes it down perfectly, and then, like we said, it's the half volley, hammers it home, and they're right back into this game.
Ball nearly got by that time, and could have found a spot in the back of the net. Lights FC have got to be careful here in the final moments with that 4 minutes of stoppage time before halftime. Well, this game has certainly changed in a hurry. About the last 5 minutes or so, the Roughnecks have begun to show some life. Michael Binns, outswinger. This one taken out, and now Kobayashi plays it for Vegas.
And that's how sometimes it goes when you have a team that's been pressing and attacking the whole time. Your defense hasn't had to do much, and then they're caught off guard once the opposing team starts to attack. You feel a little bit out of shape, and that one little ball over the top caught Las Vegas's defense all, catches them off balance, and able to score this late goal in the first half.
Marco Jaime, another long throw in coming up. Tries to put lots of air under this one. Lights FC does not have a attacker near that ball, but now a corner kick and a chance to send it down a little further. Been an exciting match so far. Carlos Alvarez with a goal for Vegas. Joaquin Rivas responding for the visitors, the Roughnecks. Isaac Diaz. This one sent high, and it's going to be played by Rivas. Wiki does a good job cutting off that run. Tulsa playing extremely direct at the moment. Very emotional night here at Cashman. Cinco de Mayo. So far, this match has been everything we thought it would be, and even a little more. Perez in the far corner. Tripped up, Michael Binns, and gonna get another set piece here for Tulsa. So things slowly coming apart for the home team, and the crowd certainly doesn't like it.
Yeah, the tides are definitely starting to turn a bit. Tulsa's the team now that's starting to put Vegas under pressure. Vegas with those last-ditch effort tackles. Now we're seeing Tulsa with more free kicks, dangerous opportunities.
Take one more look at the foul.
Binns just does a good job of getting to that ball first, stepping in front.
So now Michael Binns, the Jamaican. Looks like he's going to do the honors here. Rivas is also on top of it. Wall formed by Lights FC. Ferrigno on guard. It's going to be Binns. Binns with a blast. Ferrigno with a denial. What a play. That was a missile.
Well, this is just a fantastic opportunity for Binns. He just fires it on goal. Tons of pace. Making Ferrigno make the save by keeping it on the frame of the goal.
Another chance for the Roughnecks. Lights FC, defense trying to hold down the fort. So that is going to do it for the first half of play. And an entertaining first half, to say the least. Lights FC dominates for most of it. But in the final 5 minutes, the tide slowly turned, and Tulsa got a huge goal from Joaquin Rivas. So to halftime we go. We'll sum things up. Look forward to the second half when we come back from Cashman Field, Cinco de Mayo, here in Las Vegas.
Las Vegas Lights take on the Colorado Switchbacks FC, Friday, May 11th at 6 p.m.
Brought down, shot, ripped in!
Tune in for all the action on MyLV Channel 21, Cable 12.
So what do you think?
Woo!
Finley Chevrolet at 215 in South Rainbow.
Hello, I'm Governor Brian Sandoval. There's a lot of confusion lately about health insurance. Nevada HealthLink can help you shop for and enroll in a plan that fits your needs and your budget. Visit NevadaHealthLink.com to review your options and enroll.
Have you ever thought about riding a Harley-Davidson? Now's the time. Visit one of our Southern Nevada Harley-Davidson dealers. Shop Henderson, Red Rock, or Las Vegas Harley-Davidson. Finding freedom just got a lot easier. Ride out on a new Harley-Davidson and leave the excuses behind. No down payment, no interest for 90 days, and no payment for 120 days. Bonus, get $100 off our new riders training course. Visit us at Henderson Harley-Davidson, Gibson and Warm Springs, Red Rock Harley-Davidson, Rainbow and Sahara, and Las Vegas Harley-Davidson on the Strip.
2 free months of unlimited data? This is amazing.
Yep. Others talk about their network. We let you try ours for free. That's peace of mind.
Yeah, peace.
Peace.
At Metro PCS, we're so sure you'll love our network. We're letting you try it for free.
I just got 2 free months.
Switch to Metro PCS and get 2 months of unlimited data free on a network that covers 99% of people in the U.S. Try us, love us, get peace of mind. Metro PCS, wireless, figured out.
Guys, basketball's a way of life. A game that puts you to the test. Your teammates depend on you. And you got their back.
We got next. Finley Toyota's got your back. From purchasing your first car to servicing your existing one. We're the team that you want on your side. Yeah, I'm just thinking about the catching the ball. Yeah.
Well, a great scene here at Cashman Field in Las Vegas, Nevada. 1-1 is your score, tied at the half. Lights FC and the Roughnecks out of Tulsa. And a special tribute on Cinco de Mayo to the Mexican heroes who fought against the French back in 1862. That was the theme of the pregame, the first Cinco de Mayo experience for fans here at Cashman. The luchador masks given to the first 5,000 fans who entered the park. And Las Vegas Lights FC very proud of the Mexican heritage that have kind of drawn the early theme for this franchise, which has found a tremendous identity, Lori.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see how passionate they are. You mentioned giving the luchador masks out. And then just the passion that the fans have, the excitement around this team. As you mentioned, the stadium's going to be a soccer-specific stadium in a year's time. But I think we're just going to continue to see them build on this tradition and the excitement around this team.
Saw the scarves also worn by the fans. Those Lights FC scarves have been a hit around town for sure. Catch the soccer rocker. Having some fun there. The sombreros worn, and once again, Las Vegas Lights FC not disappointing, putting a heck of a show together here at Cashman. Okay, it is time now for a special series. Tampa Bay Rowdy star Jack Blake, a future soccer broadcaster, with his Blake Down here at the half.
Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of the Blake Down. Really excited to analyze the plays of the week this week. We even have an ESPN Sports Center #1 in the top 10. I hope you enjoy.
Great little move there from Cooper, sends it across, it's Jamal Johnson.
The first play from Jamal Johnson here is a goal. If you watch when he picks the ball up, he has almost like a 8 to 10 meter radius around him, and that's created by his movement and his space. You know, he's recognized that when he's going into the box, that he doesn't need to make the first post run, he doesn't need to make the far post run. It's an extremely difficult finish, and it's coming across his body, and he makes extremely good contact on the ball. He uses the pace of the cross and slots it right into the corner.
To have a completely open view of what's happening. Oh my goodness, what a goal!
I don't think there's any doubt as to why this was the #1 on the ESPN Sports Center. It's a very special thing for a player to see a goalkeeper off a line, especially from a goal kick, because he's not expecting the ball to bounce to him, especially the way it bounced to him. So when the ball did bounce to him, I think that he just thinks, why not? And he's just shown everyone there is the technique that he has, but he also showed me what I feel as though is the mentality of a player, which is something that we've not seen yet this season. I think it's fantastic.
Isn't anything. Francois takes it away, plays it back. Brett holds. Scores!
Yes, what a great pullback.
Francois' defensive play here is what creates the goal. You know, his teammate loses the ball, he takes a bad touch, but he doesn't give up on it, and he persists, and his reaction to the turnover is fantastic. And then Brett can either do one or two things. He can take a touch or he can finish it first time. The defender thinks he's going to take a first-time shot, and that's what then allows him to have the composure to relax, take the touch, and it's a great finish.
Manila makes a meal out of that one. Now Ledesma on the breakaway, and it's 3-0 as he chips Maxime Crepeau.
This goal for Cincinnati in the 76th minute is a lot about anticipation for Ledesma. The defender makes a great decision here to play the ball in behind. And when the Ottawa defender makes the mistake, and again, he anticipates the mistake, maybe if it was 0-0 at the time and it was going on to win the game or try and win the game, he might have taken a touch close to the keeper. But with the way they were playing, I completely understand why he's taken the first-time finish. Thank you for watching the breakdown on Week 7. As you can see, some fantastic goals, some fantastic plays, and I've really enjoyed analysing them. I look forward to seeing you next week.
Another great job by Jack Blake of the Tampa Bay Rowdies in his breakdown week after week. 1-1 is the score at the half from Cashman Field. Drew Felios with Lori Lindsay as the USL nears that 500,000 mark for attendance through the season. It's been another great year attendance-wise. You take a look at some of the more ruckus environments around the league. FC Cincinnati, over 25,000 fans per match. Unbelievable.
Yeah, that is so impressive. You can see the excitement that's there in Cincinnati. Another one that sticks out is Indy 11. That's my hometown, Indianapolis, averaging around 10,000 or a little over 10,000 fans. Again, huge excitement around. You can feel the sport growing, this league growing, the quality of play getting better. It's an exciting time for this league.
Nashville SC second, Sacramento Indy 11, of course, and Las Vegas Lights FC holding up their end of the bargain. Over 8,000 fans in their inaugural season, and they are being treated to a show. Cinco de Mayo from Las Vegas. We get you ready for the second half coming up next.
Las Vegas Lights take on the Colorado Switchbacks FC Friday, May 11th at 6 p.m.
Brought down, shot, ripped in!
Tune in for all the action on MyLV TV, Channel 21, Cable 12.
Woo. Woo.
Finley Chevrolet at 215 in South Rainbow.
Zappos, our vow is to wow. 365-day returns.
When Olga Custodio first tried to enlist, she was rejected just because she was a woman. But Olga refused to be grounded, so she kept fighting. She flew into the history books as this nation's first Latino military pilot, and then a flight school instructor, pinning wings onto others who would not be grounded. Since 1925, we've proved that it doesn't matter where you come from. It matters what you're made of. Modelo, brewed with a fighting spirit.
Have you ever thought about riding a Harley-Davidson? Now's the time. Visit one of our Southern Nevada Harley-Davidson dealers. Shop Henderson, Red Rock, or Las Vegas Harley-Davidson. Finding freedom just got a lot easier. Ride out on a new Harley-Davidson and leave the excuses behind. No down payment, no interest for 90 days, and no payment for 120 days. Bonus, get $100 off our new riders training course. Visit us at Henderson Harley-Davidson, Gibson and Warm Springs, Red Rock Harley-Davidson, Rainbow and Sahara, and Las Vegas Harley-Davidson on the Strip.
Cinco de Mayo here at Cashman Field in Las Vegas. It's 1-1, Lights FC and the Tulsa Roughnecks with former United States national team star Lori Lindsay. I'm Drew Felios, and what a first half it was. Lights FC come roaring out of the gates, and they really set the tempo early, getting on ball after ball, chance after chance, putting Serta on notice with that opening blast right there.
Well, you're exactly right. They showed Vegas showed the variety in attack. getting some long-range shots, getting balls out wide, slipping balls on top of the 6 as we see here. But just a variety attack, and it was all Vegas for the first 35 minutes of this game.
That ball nearly poked in by Diaz. Lights FC kept attacking. Diaz, gorgeous service here, and headed in beautifully by Carlos Alvarez.
And one of the best goals that we've seen all season. Vegas doing a good job of taking advantage of the open space here on the right side. Diaz playing a brilliant ball in. All Carlos Alvarez has to do is redirect it into the goal.
So crowd into this match. Vegas dominating. Tulsa looked disjointed and disorganized. Then Fredinho climbs the ladder to pull that one down. And for a while in that first half, Lori, the Roughnecks did not show any life whatsoever.
Not at all. They barely had the ball, didn't create very many chances. Joaquin Rivas is the guy that we pointed out in the middle or during pregame. He wouldn't even call his name for the first 35 minutes, and then his ball's flipped over the top. He takes it down wonderfully with his chest, blasts it home on the half volley. It doesn't get much better than this in terms of a finish if you're a striker.
Just like that, this game turned around behind the left foot of Joaquin Rivas. What a great job he did bringing that ball in, maintaining body control, and pounding it into the back of the net. All right, halftime stats. Halftime stats brought to you by your Southern Nevada Harley-Davidson dealer. Learn to ride or ride better at the Harley-Davidson Riding Academy. Lori, what numbers really stand out to you?
Well, that there's no yellow cards or red cards is a huge advantage since both of these teams lead in both of those categories. But no surprise that Vegas leads in shots 8-5, but I'm a little bit surprised in the possession. Thought Vegas did a good job of picking and choosing, especially the first 30-35 minutes of when they're going to play direct and when they are going to kind of keep the ball, dictate tempo. So to see the stat of 59-41 for Tulsa is a little surprising.
I think for us not to have any discipline thus far, a yellow or a red is amazing considering how physical it was at points in that first half. Well, I got to tell you, the staff here in Las Vegas doing a tremendous job in their inaugural season with Lights FC. Talking about Brett Lashbrook, Steve Pastorino, Ryan Green, Rachel Porter, Maddie Dobbins, just to name a few amongst the great staff. And earlier this week had a chance to visit them in person, and they were beyond hospitable. Lori, Lights FC, again, taking this USL League by storm.
Looking good, Drew, and you got yourself one of those scarves that you're talking about.
The scarf's certainly a hot item here at Cashman. Fans having a great time tonight, and what a natural to bring a franchise to Vegas. And Lori, I think the idea behind Lights FC, the fact that it's about entertainment, I think something that Brett Lashbrook really understands. The players have bought into it, the coaches have as well. As you get a look there at Coach Sanchez, who believes in his system, and a very young coach, of course, groomed by Chalise himself, and just great to watch a franchise crawl and then start to run and do it so quickly like Las Vegas has, and they play every night like they've got nothing to lose, and I think that really is reflective of the spirit they've shown so far.
Absolutely, they came out guns blazing, and you could tell that the fans are behind them. You talked about it being entertainment, performance, but it's not just about performance on the field. It's about putting on a full show for these fans, exactly what Vegas, the feel of Vegas is. And you could tell that that's how they coach, that's how the players are groomed at practice to play, and they showed that especially the first 30-35 minutes of this game tonight.
Speaking of shows, also had a chance to see Pitbull live in concert from Planet Hollywood. You talk about a show. Wow.
And then who else? You saw David Copperfield.
He's still got it.
I loved him growing up. When he would like wrap himself up and have to get out of it, and he's like underwater, and it was insanity and amazing.
Walked through the Great Wall of China one time. Remember watching as a kid. He still can put on a heck of a show. We're underway in the second half. So Tulsa now moving from left to right. Roughnecks will send this one over the goal and into left field in what is the baseball side of Cashman Field here in Las Vegas. Another good crowd on hand tonight. Third game in 8 days for the Lights. Legs were fresh at the start. Let's see if it stays that way throughout the full 90. You know, as games go on and as the temperature continues to stay high, fatigue certainly becomes a factor. Carlos Alvarez now collecting for the home team. Roughnecks with it again. This one blasted, not even close, as Perez gave it a ride, and that was way beyond the 18. So your early impressions of Ricardo Ferrigno in goal for Vegas. He conceded once in the first 45.
Well, he definitely is a bit wilder than you see most goalkeepers. Most goalkeepers pride themselves on being consistent, making those big saves, and not that he doesn't do that by any means.
Here's a shot right in the hands of Serta. So Lights FC attacking here in the opening minutes. And how about Fabian Serta, who faced a firing squad in the first 20 for Las Vegas and was able to just concede one time.
But you're right, both of these goalkeepers seemingly willing to take a few more risks than you usually see from that goalkeeping position. Both willing to come out, play with their feet, come out aggressive to make some big saves. At times it seems a bit too risky, but I wouldn't expect anything less from Ferrigno, especially in his wearing that hot pink uniform that I mentioned earlier in the first half.
Talked about the weather tonight and stamina and how it plays in to this match. A high tomorrow is expected of 99 degrees in early May. So things heating up here in Vegas. And earlier in the week, the high was 65 degrees. It just shows you how quickly it can swing here in the desert. Marco Jaime now will throw it in on the far side. Player now will go down on the far side of the field. Looked like he was a little shaken up. There's Jonathan Levin, former FC Dallas player. Michael Binns will toss it in. Seems like our officials tonight have been a little bit ticky-tack as well. Maybe blowing the whistle when things should probably just play on.
I think he's being a little bit more on the conservative side, knowing that both of these teams prefer to be physical. So just making sure that he has control of this game, not letting anything get out of control. Any unnecessary play start to take shape.
And that ball was put into play before our official said it was okay to put it in play as Ferrigno gets set.
When you're talking about the weather changing, this game has changed already. We saw the last 10 minutes be all in favor of Tulsa, and this first 5 minutes so far have been all Tulsa as well.
Tulsa, he gets a good ball. Cleared momentarily by the Lights. And now Guy tries to send another one in. Ferrigno comes out and able to bring that one down. Look how far Ferrigno comes out as Lights FC tries to counter the other way. Isaac Diaz now. Diaz putting on a show for the home fans.
Diaz had a lot of success in that first half down that right side, taking players on 1v1, getting over the top, getting on the break, playing balls across the six. We saw him assist on that fantastic goal by Alvarez. But Tulsa's doing a good job now, stepping up their pressure, stepping up their defense, making it more and more difficult for this Vegas team to get anything going.
Tempo picks up a little bit for Las Vegas. And it's the guy who was subbed in, Portugal. Wheeling and dealing. Good ball to the right side. Stepping up. Here's Diaz. And it'll go out. Off the foot. See, it looks like a corner kick coming up for Lights FC.
And that's a great ball. Switching the point of attack. There we find Diaz wide open on the right-hand side as we did in the first half. This is when Vegas is going to have a ton of success. Switching the point of attack quickly, especially on this narrow field. Tulsa's going to step up their pressure, break the first line of pressure, and then switch the point of attack, and they're going to find room all night on the wings.
Carlos Alvarez stepping up now. This is Vegas soccer. Vintage Lights FC. Corner kick on their side. Approaching late in a game. Set pieces that have been outstanding this year for Lights FC. Get airborne this time. Ball was active in the box. And eventually sent out. There's a good slide though by Matthew Thomas to keep it alive. Lights FC still on the attack. Flick by Diaz. And Serta now will pick it up. Lori, I just have a feeling the rest of this game is going to be extremely intense on both sides, both teams.
I agree.
Really, really wanting a victory.
Yeah, both teams, you can already see, stepping up their pressure defensively. It's going to be a back and forth game. First 5 minutes was all Tulsa. Now we're starting to see Vegas take over.
Diaz, very active. Set one in again. Kobayashi was in the neighborhood. And contact right there. Let me ask you something, Lori. How often, and a red card is going to be issued to Julian Portugal here in the 53rd minute. So the first batch of discipline, yellow card rather, issued to Portugal. So Portugal rung up here in the 53rd.
Well, we knew there would definitely be some yellow cards. Yep, and Portugal just catches Rivas on the back there. I think that's a good call by the referee. Starting to get a little bit more physical. He wants to make sure that nothing unnecessary starts to take place. So nip it in the bud before anything starts to get a little out of control.
Samuel Ochoa takes an elbow to the back. Official right there to step in. Lights FC got a goal in the 15th minute. A header by Carlos Alvarez. And here's Alvarez now on top of it. Alvarez trying to send one in, and that one floats way over. Lori, I was going to ask you a question before that yellow card came out to Portugal, so I'll ask you right now. When you're playing on a pitch that is like a baseball field, how does that change things rather than playing on a natural pitch? How big of an adjustment is it?
Well, it's a big adjustment in the fact that a lot of times these fields that are converted, whether it's a baseball field converted into a soccer field, are much smaller, and we see that here tonight. It's definitely a much more narrow field. You can tell there's, especially in the midfield, there's not a ton of room, so it's important for both of these teams to use as much of the width as they can to break down the opposing team. But yeah, it does. You can tell that they laid grass over the top where there's usually sand for or dirt for the baseball field. So it's usually a little bit softer in those areas, making it a little bit more difficult in terms of getting your footing, keeping your footing, and then there's usually some sort of, creates a little bit of a imbalance in terms of how the ball rolls and the smoothness of the pitch.
Well, this past Monday, Ricardo Farinho posted a shutout against the Real Monarchs FC. We invite you to join us in 2 weeks when the Monarchs come to Cashman Field and the Battle of Saints versus Sinners. Tickets are on sale now at lightsfc.com. And La Bonita. Saints versus Sinners. Not going to miss that one, for sure. Diaz playing in another gear tonight. And now Jaime will throw it in on the far side for Lights FC. Lights trying to play this one. Portugal sends it high. Serta there to bring it down. End to end, Farinho does the same. This ball rolled out to Huiki. Well, Huiki, 2 goals on the season, playing as a defender. Mexican national teamer like a coach on the field. Look how far Serta comes out. Usually Farinho known most for that. And a quick whistle on Guillen Torres. It's almost like that whistle was blown before he even made contact. The official saw exactly what he had in mind.
Yeah, is it an offsides call? Is it offside? I think it was.
Wasn't sure exactly. I thought it was maybe contact. But it looks like it likely wasn't offside. And it was in fact an offsides call. Confirmed by our crew down on the field. Levin sends it back. Jacino now playing it for Tulsa. Roughnecks establishing a little bit of rhythm. Here they have not had much of it in the second half. But their passing on the Vegas side of the field has struggled here in the first 12 minutes of this half. Thomas still applying pressure. Really like 21's game. Matthew Thomas just does not stop running, ever. Alvarez, a little bit of a window at close quickly. Oh, good touch ahead. And this is Binns. He tried again to get it forward even more, and maybe you should have rushed it just a little bit.
Well, more to your point about Thomas, he doesn't stop running, but it's also about the type of runs he makes. He's so fast, he gets in behind, uses his speed to get in behind, but also uses his speed to put the other teams under pressure and see if he can get them to cough it up so he can sniff out any balls to potentially get himself a goal-scoring opportunity. So not only is
Farinho comes out, had to go back in, Lori, and just in time to catch the shot by Michael Binns. Another dangerous play.
Yeah, but more to my point with Thomas, he just does a good job of getting himself in good positions to put the opposing defense under pressure. Just a smart forward that uses his athleticism.
How about this play by Farinho?
Well, we talked about Farinho being a bit wild in goal, taking risks, but at the same time, he comes up big, makes some saves for this Las Vegas team, and we just saw that there, coming out, risking his body to punch it away. Looks like he potentially took a knock on that play as well. Hopefully he's okay.
So Farinho a little shaken up. I think he's going to stay in the game. You saw how he kind of motioned towards the sideline. This is certainly Ricardo Farinho's team. Do have another goalie on the roster, and Angel Alvarez, also Thomas Olsen as well. A couple young, talented guys they could go with, but Farinho is the man right now for sure. So we're in the 61st minute here at Cashman. Drew Felios and Lori Lindsay tied at 1. Las Vegas, Nevada on Cinco de Mayo. It's been a special night here for Lights FC to be able to host a home game on a holiday like this. So many players with Mexican heritage. And of course, Isidro Sanchez, Chalice as well, the technical director of this club. Chalice going online, recording a special video, what Cinco de Mayo means to him earlier this week. The importance certainly magnified here tonight versus Tulsa. So Vegas still attacking here, not giving up on this run, and this one overshoots everybody. Well, speaking of Chalice, have you met Chalice? You get a chance to meet the Lights technical director tomorrow at the all-new La Bonita store, number 3, Café con Chalice. Substitution, as we're going to see Adolfo Guzman coming in for Daigo Kobayashi. Kobayashi, some good time tonight after missing his last 2 games, does his job. Now Vegas back to work. Oh, that was a perfect ball for Guzman. Just could not get his toe to it. He would have had a tap in had the ball struck his foot. Torres sends it back. Garduño. And now the sprinklers come on at Cashman. Just when we think we've seen everything. It's time to water the pitch.
You're exactly right. Just when you think you see everything, especially in Vegas.
Well, we know the Bellagio fountains are a big hit here in Vegas. But the sprinklers coming on in the 63rd minute. I'm not sure even the staff for Lights FC, which has come up with all the ideas for entertainment, had this in mind.
Oh, there we go. Sort of just giving the shoes a little polish, cleaning them off. Why not? We saw somebody else getting their hair wet, taking a little bit of a shower.
Turned out to be a great night for soccer.
I don't think I've seen anything like this.
Isaac Diaz cooling off just a bit. Temperatures on the field seem to be rising throughout the night. Usually it's the other way around. And as I mentioned, 93 degrees the high today. It's supposed to be 99 degrees tomorrow here in Nevada. So the sprinklers coming on. The groundskeepers forgot it was a home game tonight for Lights FC. Baseball outfield right now being watered. Mentioned the Las Vegas 51s calling this home, and finally the sprinklers are off, and hopefully we are ready for soccer once again. Fans loving it. It has been non-stop entertainment since these fans entered the park tonight. Las Vegas Lights right now number 5 in attendance in the USL. Tulsa Roughnecks, slow start, but they have picked it up. End of the first half, finished strong, got the big goal, 44th minute by Joaquin Rivas, former UNLV star, also suited up for the Sacramento Republic. And now play resumes.
Well, both teams getting an unexpected impromptu water break.
This ball serviced in, right to the feet of Diaz. Diaz trying to square one up, looked like there was contact. No call, and I can't believe it for that matter.
I thought that was for sure a foul. Didn't look like he got any of the ball.
Oh, it looked like he took one to the face that time. Michael Binns goes down. And that's going to be a yellow. So let's see, is that Huiki who was going to get the yellow? And if that is Joel Huiki, that is going to be his 5th yellow card, and he is going to face a suspension. You take one more look, the way that Binns flew in. I don't think this was intentional by any stretch.
No, I don't think it was intentional either, but at the same time, Huiki does go high with his boot at the exact same time that Binns is putting his head into that ball. Unfortunate for Binns.
So the next game for Las Vegas Lights FC, Joel Huiki will not be available. That's a huge moment in this game for Lights FC. And you can just sense how the air came out of this stadium as soon as that yellow card was issued. And fans knew what that card meant.
And you never want one of your players to miss a game for yellow card accumulation, but at the same time, this early on this season, you've had that many. Get the other yellow card and then serve your suspension, and then you start over. You don't want to have accumulated 4 yellow cards going into the playoffs or late in the season when you need to get points, and there's potential that you're going to miss one of your key players because of suspension. So get rid of them early, and hopefully they'll back off of some of the yellow cards going forward.
Fans still very much into this match here in the 68th minute. Our team scored in the 15th. Offense has been a little quiet ever since. Huiki issued the yellow. Binns finally gets up off the ground after taking a cleat to the forehead. So Michael Binns, the 20-year-old out of Jamaica, looks like he is going to be okay. Lots of time comes off the clock. Expect significant stoppage time coming up. Header misdirected. And Ferrigno does not have to face a shot. Guzman tried to track it down. And Tulsa will throw it in right in front of the Lights FC bench. Here's Gee, attacking from the right side. Thomas is on his back. Gee trying to turn. There's too many defenders in black. David Vadriel right there, head coach for Tulsa. Another turn, this one to the right. Roughnecks trying to service one in. Ferrigno in a collision. Right at the end of the 6th, another dangerous ball. Ferrigno took a chance, and he went head-to-head with Riggs Lennon.
You're right, that was a dangerous ball. Difficult to decide whether or not the goalkeeper, Ferrigno, comes out or not. He decides to come out. if you decide to come out as a goalkeeper, you've got to get something on the ball. He does just that. Keeps it out of the back of the net and gets the foul as well. And we talk about how wild he can be, but at the same time he does. He comes up with some great saves, keeps this Las Vegas team in matches quite often. So for as wild as he can be, at the same time he's consistent with making those wild decisions and keeping Vegas in these games.
Certainly plays fearless. Rivas trying to make a play, gets it over to Guy. Paraski one-on-one, cut off by Thomas. Again, Thomas making his presence felt. Contact though as he got there late. And are we going to get another yellow? A red issued. Wow. Thomas sent off, and that is a shock.
Well, I didn't see this one coming at all. To see the replay. This is great defense here by an attacker right in their 18.
That's a horrible call.
It's there that he gets the red card, but still, he ends up stepping on the Tulsa player's foot, but it doesn't look like he intentionally goes cleats up by any means, or really that dangerous of a play. So I'm confused. Maybe a yellow card at most. Ooh. I mean, it is a bit of a wild challenge, but still, it doesn't look like he's going in with any intent to.
Well, that's probably the last guy that you would expect to be issued a red card for Lights FC. That's what made it so shocking. Matthew Thomas, not known for really playing with that type of aggression. And that is certainly going to hurt. Lights FC going to have to play with a man down.
Well, they've been in this position just 5 days ago, playing with 10 men. So we'll see how they handle it against this Tulsa team.
More contact, this one by Perez. No discipline issued this time as Lights FC tries to pick up the pieces as Matthew Thomas, one of their star forwards, issued a red card here late in this match. Zachary Drake set to check in. Isaac Diaz will come to the bench. So in comes Drake, out goes Diaz here in the 74th.
Well, you kind of get the feeling that the referee came into this second half knowing that this game could potentially start to get quite a bit more physical than it was in the first half. Had an idea that he was going to start to pull out some of his cards to make sure that nothing gets out of control. And we've already seen, I think it's 2 yellow cards and a red card so far this half.
Well, let's take a look at the play that sent Matthew Thomas off one more time, Lori.
And that's a great first initial tackle, and then he comes in, and I just don't think that's a red card. Yeah, he comes in a bit late, but he doesn't come in cleats up. He does catch his ankles, but not enough for a straight red to be sent off.
Lights FC a man down. Here for the last 15 minutes in regulation, and going to be considerable stoppage time after that as well. You would think Thomas would get the benefit of the doubt on that because he was involved in 2 different tackles, and neither one really seemed malicious. Usually when you get that red card, Lori, there's a little extra aggression. I just didn't see it there. G tries to cross one in. Wiki playing along the back line. The shot taken right in front of the goal and buried by the Roughnecks. Riggs Lennon taking care of the rebound. And Ricardo Ferrigno is incensed.
Well, set pieces being a big part of this game, as we knew it would. They slipped the ball down the outside of down the right side of the field. Vegas doesn't get a chance to clear it, or doesn't do a good job of clearance.
And it looks like this goal could be waved off. Let's see. I think we're going to get an offsides here, and our officials not communicating very effectively. Ferrigno going to get a yellow card also. Well, certainly the last 5 minutes has been a head scratcher to say the least. And they will wipe the goal off the board. And I'm sure Vegas will take the card as long as they can preserve the tie here in the 77th minute.
Well, I think that's definitely a good no call on the goal. Vegas doesn't do a good job of being able to clear, but it did look as if Tulsa had players just standing in the offside position. Ultimately ruled offside after the center ref talked to his AR, assistant referee.
Michael Gamble comes in for Tulsa. Michael Binns set to exit. Ian Torres will try and stay with it for Vegas. Playing a man down. And our official again there to blow the whistle. Our official right now, certainly not the most popular man on the pitch.
No, in fact, I think it's taken a bit of a turn. I think his whole point was to keep this game under control, but some of these calls have steered it the opposite direction. We're starting to see a little bit more physicality taking place due to some of the calls that have happened in the last 5-10 minutes. Starting with the red card on Thomas and him being sent off.
So Gamble in, Binns out. I think Binns played extremely well. Just being a youngster. Lori, have you ever seen a goal taken off the board as late as that one was?
Well, absolutely. That's why you have your assistant referees. That's why the center ref should go over and speak to their assistant referee. He's making the initial call, the center referee is, but then obviously was ruled offside by the assistant, so he went over there, spoke to him, and then ultimately made the decision to call it offside. So that's why you speak to the referees.
And even though Ferrigno got a yellow card in that exchange, I think the officials listened to him just a little bit as he came so far over to plead his case.
Well, he was so adamant about that being offside. And ultimately, yes, he did get that yellow card just for his behavior. I'm sure getting into the assistant and center referee's face, so to speak, to plead his case.
Lights FC with Alvarez. Switch field now. Jaime, 10 versus 11 for the home team. And how about Ian Torres making it happen? Jorge Ian Torres leaves it left. Guzman trying to send one in. Oh, that one got deep. Crowd loves the effort here at home. Now it's Alvarez. Carlos Alvarez, the bench wants contact, and they're going to get it. And it's going to be a yellow issued to Riggs Lennon. Things getting a little feisty here at Cashman. Carlos Alvarez, the lone goal in this game for Lights FC. Sets one up, and there again is Serta. See a little bit of extra effort from every Lights FC player right now, Lori. Just watching the way the ball is moving right now, you really would never know that it's 10 versus 11 unless you count it.
You're exactly right. And at the same time, we know that Las Vegas Lights love to be able to play with fire, play with passion, and right now it's about channeling that.
Oh, how about this run? Alvarez gets free. Serta denies him. An unbelievable chance by Carlos Alvarez. If he had stuck that one in, this crowd would have exploded.
Well, he's been wonderful tonight, scoring that initial goal for Las Vegas. Here he is running at defenses. Looks to try to just chip it over that far shoulder of Serta. But a big save by Serta, and they just can't get anything off of that rebound. But here we're seeing another
ball set, far
kick.
Post. Tweaky, header again, and another one nearly squeezes inside that post as Lights FC continues to press the issue.
Well, Vegas has consistently been dangerous on these corner kicks all game. Gets the initial head on it, is able to play it back across the goal, but Tulsa does a good job of being able to clear it out. This is the type of game that you feel the energy from Las Vegas, that these are the types of positions they want to be in, right? It's a little bit wild. They're playing down a man. They thrive on this energy and excitement of this type of game, especially in front of their hometown fans.
Let's go back to this moment. Ricardo Ferrigno trying to defend the set piece. It eventually goes in. Ferrigno pleading his case, offsides, offsides. And I guarantee you at this moment, the referees, certainly you see the look by that official right there. They reevaluated after he was able to plead his case. And sometimes as a leader on the team, Laura, you've got to know when to really make your voice heard.
And at the same time, you also feel like that's just another opportunity for the referee to put his stamp on the game, make sure things aren't going to get out of control. And so whether or not Ferrigno really deserved that yellow card, it just sends a statement to all these players on the field that he's not going to put up with any unnecessary type play or any sort of dangerous play that's going to cause harm to the players on the field.
Substitution now for Tulsa. We'll see it in just a moment as T. Tavares will check in. Levin splits a couple defenders. That sends it right into the wall. And now we'll welcome in our substitute, T. Tavares, former Real Monarch. Also played in the PDL as well. So he'll come on here in the 85th minute. Riggs Lennon, who has been very active tonight. Lennon had what we thought was going to be that go-ahead goal that was wiped off the board because of the offside. Well, fans, stick around after every Lights FC home game as our players sign autographs and give the shirts off their back literally to fans. It's our way of saying thank you to the fans every single night. And we have got more discipline coming as the yellow cards have been flying out of the pocket of our official here over the past 20.
Well, I think that's going to Ete, and he hasn't even touched the ball, and he's already gotten a yellow card. This is what we expected, right? Not the first half where there wasn't any yellows or reds on display.
How do you like your first Lights FC experience so far, Laura?
Oh, well, this is my second, but
there you go.
The first Lights FC game was in the middle of like a windstorm, and no one could even like pass the ball without it blowing off the field. So there's nothing short of entertainment, as you've mentioned, when it comes to Las Vegas Lights.
Carlos Alvarez now. The official running with him. Oh, he's got to get out of the way there. Isidro Sanchez was incensed on the sideline. Now it's Portugal. Set it down. Ochoa trying to stay with it. And this is a point in the match here in the 86th minute. Lights FC, Lori, they've got to keep their cool here down the stretch. You cannot afford more yellows or even a red card in this situation and go down 2 men.
Well, right, and at the same time, if they want to try to sneak a goal in, they need to be smart. They are down a man. If they push too many players forward, then you know you're going to leave yourself susceptible to this counterattack by Tulsa. So just stay compact defensively. I'm sure with the stoppage time, we have about 10 more minutes to play. Keep everything in front of you in terms of not letting Tulsa get any chances and picking and choosing, and most of their successes come down that right side by switching the point of attack. So can you get the ball, get it for a few passes, and then get it out wide, make something happen from there.
Ferrigno sending this one long. Now it's Paris Guy. Been a little quiet tonight. Playing that midfielder spot for Tulsa. Gamble. Nice touch, top of the 18. Gamble trying to collect. Instead, it's Lights FC the other way. And how about the night that Carlos Alvarez has had playing for the home team? He has brought his guts to Cashman tonight. Great slide, though, that time to cut off a final third that was about to develop.
Yeah, great defensive play. At the same time, I was just going to say, this is when Las Vegas Lights need to be smart. Third game in 8 days. Tired legs are going to start to settle in, especially with just playing with 10 men. So they're going to have to dig deep, full team effort, build off of that performance that they had with 10 men on Monday. Make sure they don't give anything away and lose, at least taking a point from this game.
Well, after every home game, join us at Plaza Hotel for the official post-game party at the Plaza featuring your Las Vegas Lights. Show your game ticket tonight and your first drink is free. The Plaza Hotel post-game party. Likely considerable stoppage time coming up. I would say maybe even more than 5 minutes. We'll see. Ball gets away from Guy. Now Lights with Garduño. Isidro Sanchez shouting out instructions to his team, saying, come on guys, we're coming down the stretch, one final push. And we're gonna have 6 minutes of stoppage time. So lots of time still remaining in this match. It's been a wild ride here tonight on Cinco de Mayo. As now we're coming down the stretch. 1-1 is your score. Drew Felios, Lori Lindsay. Cashman Field, the site, Las Vegas, Nevada. Portugal to put it in play. Portugal came in early in this match. Done a fine job really pumping some energy into this team. Portugal sends it right. This ball sent down by Drake. Drake got a good foot into it. Serta was waiting. Portugal now plays it to Alvarez. Alvarez trying to weave through traffic. But caught up that time. And the whistle going to give it to Tulsa. So if you are both of these teams right now, Laura, here with about 5 minutes to play, what should be the thinking on both sides? First for Tulsa.
Well, you want to be smart. It's 1-1. So both of you, if it stays like this, are going home with a point, a much-deserved point. Both great goals for both teams. And after the performances in the last few games for both of these teams, a point you're happy with. But at the same time, if you're Vegas, you want to get 3 points at home as many times as you can. So you still want to go after it. You want to try to get behind this Tulsa defense without giving anything up in the back. But you need to be careful with that just because you're playing with 10 men. And if you're Tulsa, you're happy with a point away from home, especially how it's been going the last 3 games, getting a point in all 3 of those games, still building on that. You're playing up a man, so you can take a few more risks.
Jaime sending it downfield. Now Zachary Drake playing it. He'll throw it in right in the middle of your screen. Hand it off to Jaime now to do the honors.
The game has gotten quite stretched. There's quite a bit of room in the midfield here. Can you find an open player? Look to stretch each of the back lines with a little clip ball over the top.
Ball sent in, now deflected out. Serta was waiting for it. That'll be Jaime. Fans that are still here at Cashman really getting into this match late. Alvarez looked like he had some space, just couldn't turn it around. And now Tulsa's getting an opportunity here in the 94th minute.
In some regards, it kind of feels like it's Tulsa who's playing down a man. Vegas has found a little bit more life.
Well, they've just had another gear, and it happened after the red card. It seemed like I kind of fired up this team a bit. Ball went long. Alvarez trying to keep it alive. Carlos Alvarez with the service. The header there inside the 6. And now cleared out. Another near goal for Lights FC. They open themselves up, though, to a counter the other way. Michael Gamble gets by a defender. Look out. Can he give it a ride? Set. Shot. Wiki there. Oh, well, Wiki playing along that back line. Paris Guy one more time, and this one sails across the field. Again, Farinho and company avoid danger.
Well, it's these counterattacks where Vegas is susceptible to getting goals scored on them, especially being down a man. Tulsa does a good job of winning the ball in their half and then springing the open player. But Vegas doing a good job, keeping steady in the back. Wiki doing a good job of fronting anything in front of Farinho, not letting anything get on frame.
Carlos Alvarez with a head of steam. 95th minute, holds it up. Can he get a shot off on the ground? And Serta there to kill any chance at a go-ahead goal. just see the effort, the intestinal fortitude by Lights FC. That is why fans here have fallen in love with their team. I mean, tell you what, they may not win the possession numbers, Lori, they may not win the passing numbers, but the things that don't show up in the stat column, effort and aggression when you really need it, and just never giving up and being fearless, those intangibles this franchise certainly has.
And the excitement they have when they're playing with that effort and that passion out in the field is definitely what you feel. It's the energy you feel in the fans all around.
Zach Drake try to get it ahead. We are 97 minutes in, and that is going to do it. It'll result in another point for Las Vegas Lights FC here at Cashman, and a point for the Tulsa Roughnecks as well. The two head coaches embrace, and it was certainly an interesting 96 minutes here tonight. We'll recap it when we return to Las Vegas. 1-1, your final score, and our final thoughts up next. Tonight's game is brought to you by Desert Radiology, official imaging partner of Lights FC. By Tahiti Village, a summer point resort and the home of Las Vegas Lights. And by your Southern Nevada Harley-Davidson dealers. Learn to ride or ride better at the Harley-Davidson Riding Academy.
Las Vegas Lights take on the Colorado Switchbacks FC Friday, May 11th at 6 p.m.
Brought down, shot, ripped in!
Tune in for all the action on MyLV Channel 21, Cable 12.
So what do you think?
Finley Chevrolet at 215 in South Rainbow.
2 months free of unlimited data on a great network?
Yep.
This is amazing.
We know you'll love it.
At Metro PCS, we're so sure you'll love our network, we let you try it for free. Get 2 months of unlimited data free, all on a network that covers 99% of people in the U.S.
Hello, I'm Governor Brian Sandoval. There's a lot of confusion lately about health insurance. Nevada HealthLink can help you shop for and enroll in a plan that fits your needs and your budget. Visit NevadaHealthLink.com to review your options and enroll.
Guys, basketball's a way of life. A game that puts you to the test. Your teammates depend on you. And you got their back.
We got next. Finley Toyota's got your back. From purchasing your first car to servicing your existing one. We're the team that you want on your side. Yeah, I'm just thinking about the catching the ball. Yeah.
Well, we have a final from Cashman Field, 1-1. Your score, Las Vegas Lights FC in a tie with Tulsa Roughnecks FC. And what a night it was on Cinco de Mayo. Certainly 90-plus minutes that lived up to the billing. And Lights FC went to work from the get-go. Isaac Diaz, the great service in, and it was Carlos Alvarez with a header to get Lights FC on the board.
Well, one of the best goals so far this season. Great whipped ball in by Diaz. Such a difficult ball to defend. And all Alvarez has to do is just slot it home. And then on the other end, Rivas, who we talked about in the pregame, is doing what he does best, scoring goals for this Tulsa team, takes this ball down that's clipped over the top of Las Vegas defense perfectly with his chest. It's a half volley. Farino, nothing he can do.
How about Rivas coming home, former UNLV star, to take care of things in front of the home fans. And then it was Ricardo Farino. Just hold your breath as he comes back to make 2 saves.
And the second half ends up being just end-to-end action. You're exactly right. Farino coming up big for this Vegas team.
This a huge moment. Matthew Thomas goes down. Called for a red card there. Could you believe it, Lauren?
No, I couldn't believe it. In fact, I thought it was such a harsh red card. Maybe a yellow at best, but no real intent to hurt the player. And then this goal ultimately called offside.
Yeah, it was Riggs Lennon right in front of the goal. Ricardo Farino comes out to plead his case, and the officials did say it wasn't offsides. So that goal wiped off, and it would end at 1 apiece. Well, tune into MyLV.TV for Friday Night Lights action when Lights FC travels to Colorado Springs. Kickoff at 6 p.m. And Colorado Springs cannot wait on Friday night. 1-1 your final score. Lights FC and the Roughnecks out of Tulsa. For Lori Lindsay and our fabulous crew here in Las Vegas, I'm Drew Felios. So long from Sin City and happy Cinco de Mayo.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.